Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about JavaScript data types. If you write JavaScript, it is very essential that you understand, you know all of the data types that we have in JavaScript. And there are differences in the way that certain documentation lists out these data types. For example, in W3 schools, you just see that it says JavaScript has 8 data types, and then it's furthermore explains the object data type. But if you go to MDN is kind of different because it gives you like 2 categories. It gives you the primitive value, and then it goes on to give you the objects, but I'm just going to go over it using like a combo of both categorizing. So we have 2 major categories: primitive types, non-primitive types. The primitive data types are immutable. They are the simple data types. They're straightforward, they're simple. While the non-primitive data types, they are mutable, they are more complex, they contain series of data, they can hold collection of values and they can be changed. We're going to first concentrate on the primitive data types. We have different primitive data types. We have number, strings, boolean, undefined, null, symbol, big int. Let's start with number. First, number is a data type that represents both integer and floating numbers. So unlike in many other JavaScripts, in many other languages rather, there are some languages that have separate types for integer. They have a separate type for decimal. But in JavaScript, whether it's a decimal, whether it's an integer, whether it's a positive number or a negative number, JavaScript uses the same number type. So let age equals to 30. 30 is a number type. So age is a number type. Let temperature is equals to minus 5.5. That is also a number type. And then moving on to string. A string represents a sequence of character. In JavaScript, a string is mostly surrounded by a single quote or a double quote. So let's name equals Alice. Alice here is a sequence of characters. We have ALICE surrounded by a quote, so it is a string. Let greetings equals to hello world. Hello, comma, world, exclamation mark. They are sequence of characters, so they are classified as string. It is a string data type in JavaScript. And next up we have boolean. Boolean represents a logical entity and it has just 2 values. It's either true or false. True or false. It is not surrounded by any code and it can either be true or false. Let is student is equals to true. Yes, is student. Let as graduated equals to false. No, student has not graduated. That's what that means. So it has values true or false. And then next up we have undefined. Undefined is a variable that has been declared but has not been assigned a value. And if you checked out my video on let, const, and var, you would see that we can use let to declare a variable that has no value. We can just declare a container like that without any value. So if you declare a container with let, by default, that container assumes a value called undefined. It means that yes, I have been declared, I am a container, I have a name, but there is no value yet. So it has the data type undefined. And so if I say let unassigned variable is by default, it has a data type undefined. And then we have null, very kind of similar to undefined, but they are different. With undefined, it is by default. It is because there is no value. But with null data type, it represents the intentional absence of any value. It's an intentional absence of any value. For example, I can say let empty var equals null. I am intentionally not putting any value in it. I am intentional. I want to intentionally keep that null value. So it is intentional. So if I say let empty var equals null, it is the data type null. And both of them are similar. Don't try to mix it up. Undefined means a variable that has been declared but has not yet been assigned a value. While null it's a variable that is intentionally, it's an intentional, you're intentionally absenting a value from, you know, a variable. It is an assignment value that represents the intentional absence. Okay, yeah, intentional absence of a value, the intentional absence of a value. And the both of them are the data type and the data itself. So undefined is the name of the data type, and undefined is also the value that you get. Null is the name of the data type, and null is also the value that you get. And then next up we have symbol. Symbol is a unique immutable primitive value. Is a unique immutable primitive value, and it is new in JavaScript. It's a newer addition to JavaScript. It was introduced in ES6, and they just help you. Personally, I don't use them, but yeah, they help you create unique identifier that are useful in object properties. So if I say let unique ID equals to symbol ID, that is a data type symbol. And last but not the least for primitive is big int. Big int. I remember trying to solve a little question, and this big int was my saving grace. I didn't even know it existed until that day. So big int represents all numbers that are larger than 2 raised to power 53 minus 1. So calculate 2 raised to power 53 minus 1. If your number is already bigger than that, then will be declared with big int, and it will be classified as a big integer and not a normal number. So if I have let big number equals to big integer 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 0, that's a big number, and it is a data type. It's a special data type called big int in JavaScript. I'm moving on to non-primitive data types, JavaScript data types. Some people call it object data types. Some documentation calls it object data types. That is because they are all classified as objects. But we have inside this category, we have objects, we have arrays. These are like, they can hold collections of value. They are more complex than the ones that we treated earlier as the ones like numbers, strings. These ones are much more complex. For example, an object is a collection of key value pairs. So in an object, you would usually have a value, a key, and a value. A key and a value. For example, let person equals to name John. Name is the key and John is the value. Name John, age 30, age is the key, 30 is the value. Is student false? Is student is the key, false is the value. And then we have arrays, still under primitive data types, and they are all considered objects, but we have arrays. An array is an ordered list of values. For example, we have let colors equals red, green, blue. So and both objects and arrays are very incredible data types that you will be using a lot. You'll be needing them a lot. We also chip this in. JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. So that means that there are some other languages that are statically typed, and this is what it means for JavaScript to be dynamically typed. It means that when you declare a variable, say let age equals 42, you don't have to tell JavaScript that age equals 42 is a number data type. JavaScript automatically knows at runtime based on 42. JavaScript will look at 42 and will know that yes, 42 is a number, not a string. It is not an object, it is not an array, it is a number. So JavaScript knows this dynamically. So the data type is automatically determined at runtime based on the value assigned. JavaScript knows the data types automatically. However, if you want to check for yourself, you want to know this variable, this value, what data type is this, you can use the JavaScript provides an operator called typeof that you can use to get the data type of the value you're rendering. All right, so we have all of these values declared here. We have let age equals 30. Let's try to guess the type. Let age equals 30. 30, that's a number. Let temperature equals minus 5.5. That's also a number. Alice, that's a string. Hello world, string. True, boolean. as graduated equals false, that's also Boolean. Let unassigned variable, it has no value, that is undefined. Let empty variable equals to null, that's type null. Let unique ID equals symbol ID, that's type symbol. Big number equals big int, that's type big int. Let's try to check it with console. Let's console.log the type using the typeof operator. Let's see if it gives us what we declare. All right, so I have the console statement here. It's going to console.log age is a typeof. Then this typeof will give us what age is. So let's try to check our console. Okay. Let me clear this. Okay. Save this. Node data.cs. I mean it's type, sorry, I named the file type .js rather. All right, let's check and see if we are correct. Age is a number, correct. Temperature is a number, correct. Name is a string, correct. Greeting is a string, correct. Is student is a boolean, correct. As graduated is a boolean, correct. Unassigned is a undefined, correct. Empty var is a object, incorrect. We didn't get that. Look at empty var here. This is our empty var here. Our empty var is null. So is it not supposed to be null? Yes, it's supposed to be null. But unfortunately in JavaScript, it is classified as object. It is a known issue in JavaScript. So keep it in mind when you're working with data types that type null returns object. Type null returns object. So it's a bug. I don't know. It's probably a bug. I mean, the owners of the language have also admitted that it's an issue. So type null will return object instead of null. So empty var is a object. Unique ID is a symbol. That's correct. Big number is a big int. That is also correct. So our typeof operator works, but we didn't even use it for objects and array. Let me grab an object. Let me grab an object here and let's see. Let's use it for object and array and let's see what typeof it will bring for us. Okay. Let me console.log person is a type of person. Console.log color is a type of color. Let's check. I have to save this and run again. Aha, now this is another issue. It says person is a object. That's correct. Person is a object. This is an object. Now we say colors is a object as well. Meanwhile, colors is an array. That's because JavaScript thinks of array as array is a type of object as well. Even functions are objects in JavaScript. So that's about that with JavaScript data type. You need to understand it. Just chill and play around with it. And yeah, it's very fundamental to you working with JavaScript. That's about that. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, turn on notification for more tech and coding videos. I post 2 videos every week. So see you in my next video. Bye.